Alright, for those of you just joining us, this is the final round in a 3-round match between PeskyCashew and Gnuman. They played their first 2 rounds last night, but had to postpone the third due to a computer problem on Cashew's end. We got the early game start going on here. We have Gnuman playing the German Wolf, and PeskyCashew playing German Galand. Galand? Not German. Nah. Okay, you have an early tank push up the middle by Gnuman, but he seems to be backing off in the face of Cashew's artillery and tank. You also have an artillery of Gnuman's grouping up over here. Let's see what he does with them. In a change of pace for Gnuman, there are no troop trucks out. He's usually a very infantry-heavy division, but this time it looks like he's going for an armor play. Mix it up a little bit. Interestingly, there's only 1 troop truck on Cashew's side as well. And the usual fight for the middle in Kleinstadt's going on now. It looks fairly even. They've got a tank and an artillery each, though Gnuman's tank seems to be taking a little bit more of a beating. Sorry, Gnuman's tank. I'll never get his name right. But he's got some more tanks rolling up. In my experience on this map, whoever takes the middle first almost never has it at the end. So that might be why Gnuman is backing off at the moment and regrouping his forces. Meanwhile, the infantry are basically at a stalemate on both sides of the map. PeskyCashew maintaining a strong grip of the middle, and both players have maxed out their money bars and seem to be very preoccupied with micromanaging the units in the middle here. Looks like PeskyCashew is gonna still hold on to the middle with 2 tanks and an artillery, but let's see what Gnuman's got up his sleeve. Meanwhile, Gnuman's infantry are starting to press forward a bit on this lane. Interestingly, looks like he has 4 troop transports out now. So he's gone back to his roots as an infantry player, whereas Cashew's only got 1 on each lane. So you're going to start to see more of an infantry push here. But Cashew does have the high ground with the artillery. Oh, and we have our first cargo crate coming. First crate's coming. Looks like it's going to go maybe for this corner drop point here. Yeah, there it is, and I'll see who gets it. Gnuman's got his armor heading for it, but it doesn't look like he's going to make it. Looks like PeskyCashew might. Oh, nope, never mind. Gnuman's, oh, that was so close. He's going to get it. Very contested crate. It looks like it's still going to be Gnuman's tank, and he got it. At what expense, though? He lost at least 2 or 3 pieces of armor for that. There is, of course, value in denying the money to his opponent as well. Looks like with the aid of the artillery, the infantry have been stalled right around here. And, we've got the first ATG up on the field over here, with more artillery coming up to support it. It looks like Cashew intends to hold on to this upper tier, and he's firing on Gnuman's tower. Meanwhile, with the assistance of the Stuka, you would expect to see the infantry pushing forward, but between the artillery fire and the strafe coming from PeskyCashew, Gnuman just can't gain any ground, and it looks like this crate drop point is being held by Pesky's Jeep. Let's see if that holds up. Interestingly, the other 2 crate drop points don't really seem to be controlled at all, though PeskyCashew does have a de facto control of the middle one due to the ATG and artillery up there. Gnuman's seeking to change that. His artillery is making quite a dent. But we'll see how it goes. Once again, both of our players have maxed out their money bar, preoccupied with the micromanagement of their units. Gnuman's getting a lot of use out of that walking Stuka. It's been at that very low health for a while, but he has done a good job keeping it alive by microing it away from threats. Oh, and there it goes. Still, got quite a lot out of it. And it looks like Pesky has still not really added on to his infantry deployments much. Which I'm curious to see if that changes. So far, the artillery are allowing him to keep pace with Gnuman's 4 infantry trucks, but we'll see. And Gnuman's gone for control of this crate point here and has gotten it with one of his tanks, but it is getting shot at from the artillery and the mortar troops. So we'll see if he can hold it, and the other 2 points remain unguarded mostly. You got an artillery coming up this lane here. Hopefully the artillery supporting the infantry. Gnuman's going to try to push through here. Let's see if that plan works out for him, but he's got 2 tanks coming down from PeskyCashew, and that's going to take out that artillery. Artillery is basically tissue paper. It's very powerful, but it's very weak and easily killed. Gnuman's got a Tiger tank in his courtyard, waiting presumably for reinforcements before moving out. And it looks like, this lane is still a stalemate, and you've got a flame tank and a regular tank duking it out over this crate drop point, and it looks like, PeskyCashew's going to own that point now thanks to the artillery support. And his infantry looks like they're starting to gain some ground with the artillery. And he's got the ATG on the hill is going and has taken out one of Gnuman's towers. That is the first tower loss in this game. And Gnuman's got another tower right on the verge of going down. And there it goes. So we got 2 towers down for Gnuman. This is a stark reversal from last night's games, which Gnuman was focused on a very strong infantry push. It's tricky on a map like this. This high ground with ranged units is very, very hard to defend against, and it's hard to take control. Oh, we got 2 Tiger tanks, a regular tank and some artillery here. It looks like he's building up a force to be reckoned with. Walking Stuka coming out now. Be curious to see if he tries to go across the middle with these, or if he pushes them down one of the lanes. 7 minutes in so far, and we haven't seen a crate drop in a few minutes, so hopefully one will be coming soon. Let's see. The artillery and walking Stuka is doing a good job of keeping this lane at bay here, along with the aircraft strafe runs. Looks like the infantry are pushing through on this lane as well. Oh, and it looks like we have an incoming artillery strike from Pesky to Gnuman's courtyard, trying to take out those units that are massing, but most of them escaped unscathed. And the 1 Tiger tank had some of its paint taken off, but not too bad. But we got a Tiger tank and artillery moving into both lanes. We have a 2-pronged attack here. But it looks like the 1 Tiger tank is hung up dealing with units on the upper plateau. I'll have to see if... Okay, well, it's been victorious against that unit. Let's see if it continues to fight or if it moves on. Oh, there we go. Oh, those tanks are taken out with assistance from the Stuka. So now you've got the 2 Tiger tanks and the walking Stuka on this one lane. And then you have... oh, wow, is that Tiger already gone? There's a Tiger in this lane. Oh, here it is. Nope, we got this Tiger over here. Duking it out face to face with this tower. That's a move. Right there, right up at its door, pounding on it. And it doesn't look like PeskyCashew has anything to receive the incoming armor push here. The 2 Tiger tanks and the Stukas is a force to be reckoned with. That Stuka, though, is pretty weak and taking artillery fire, so I don't know that it's going to make it into the base. Let's see if it... Nope. It looks like he's changed his mind. The Tiger's going up to try to clear out the upper tier. And the Stuka, oh, it's gone. It's been destroyed, as has been the Tiger. There's a Calliope up here now with the ATG. That makes that a very formidable point, and it is now firing on the other lane. Well-positioned Calliope and ATG like that are really, really strong at blocking armor pushes. I mean, you had 3 Tier 4 units with plenty of support just get taken out by the Calliope and artillery and ATG combo waiting up there, and that is what makes this map very difficult to play for some armor players. If you can't maintain control of that map, both lanes are basically out of commission for you. You see these 2 artillery are marching their way up. I'm sure as soon as they get close enough, they will draw the ire of that Calliope, and that will probably end poorly for them, but let's see. Doesn't look like Gnuman's got much of a plan for taking the... oh, yeah, there go the artillery. There's an ATG up here in the corner. That did short work of the artillery there. Doesn't look like Gnuman's got much of a plan for retaking that top, that center point there. If he doesn't, I'm not sure that he's going to be able to get any armor down here, but let's see how it goes. We have another crate drops. Feels like it's been a while. Where's that one coming from? Crate. Where is the crate drop? Oh, there it is. Going to the far crate drop point, which right now is controlled by PeskyCashew. He'll likely get this crate. It's got a second tank behind the building there, taking fire from a Stuka, but, oh, Gnuman's got a bike. It's pretty weak, though. Yeah, it's gone. Gnuman's rallying his Stukas and another Tiger tank here. And looks like he's trying to make another push up this lane. Careful micro here, trying to keep the Stukas in a loop to make them harder to hit for the opposing team's artillery. Wonder if he's going to do anything with that Tiger tank that's just parked in the corner there. Oh, it's taking fire from the Calliope now. Let's see if he... Oh, okay, Tiger's in motion. He's backing out. Doesn't have a good strategy. He's got two Calliopes to deal with here. He's backing away from them and holding up in his base. Let's see if he has a strategy. Oh, alright, sending the Tiger out. Looks like he's going to try to take out the Calliopes with the Tiger tank. They have the advantage of being able to fire over that wall, though, and the Tiger tank can't get a direct shot on them, so it's going to be a tough sell. And there goes the Tiger tank. We got another Tiger tank and two Stukas moving up this lane. See if they can get past the Calliope and the ATG guarding the center, along with this long-lived artillery that's been up there for, I believe, most of the game. And now, looking at Cashew's base, he has another troop truck and two ATGs waiting for the incoming armor. That's going to pose a real problem. Coming around this bend here, it is a straight line to the ATGs. So, yeah, you can see Gnuman has pulled back his armor and has stopped that. He must have realized the... oh, no, never mind. His armor is up here, going after the Calliope. Trying to regain control of the middle, finally. Oh, alright, one Calliope down. He's going after the artillery and ignoring the other Calliope. And he's destroyed it. Tiger tanks can basically one-shot classic artillery. They are quite potent. But between the artillery of the tank and the Calliope, that is the end of that Tiger tank there. It looks like he took out at least one Calliope and some other stuff. So he got his money's worth out of it. He has another Tiger and Stuka moving in. Whereas PeskyCashew has got an ATG and some tanks coming up. And a Calliope on the ground. Let's see. We battle for the middle. That's where the action is now. So many explosions. So the Tiger tank is gone, but it looks like all of the ATGs are up here are also destroyed, and there goes the last of the tanks. So the Stukas right now control. They are king of the hill, but I don't know how long that will last. With that Calliope on the ground will probably come up, I would imagine. Let's see how it goes. Calliope and ATG are definitely securing this lane. Oh, and there goes a Stuka taken out by the ATG on the lower lane. And the Stuka is firing on the towers, and the infantry are pushing on this lane, but they are taking heavy damage from the ATGs. ATGs aren't especially effective against infantry, but they're fairly effective. And when they're clumped up like that, the ATG is a little bit more effective as well. Gnuman's got a Tiger tank up here, challenging the damaged Calliope, along with the Stuka for backup. And the Calliope is ignoring the Tiger tank and firing at the units in the lane, so the Tiger might have a chance here. Just trying to get it... Oh, nope. The Calliope is now focusing on the Stuka, on the Tiger tank, as well as these two artillery units here. It's probably not going to last much longer. Let's see if it... Oh, and there it goes. So Gnuman's done a pretty good job of clearing the middle here. You can see it's fairly sparse now, but he also does not have really any much control over it. He's got this one Stuka up here, which is going to get challenged by this tank rolling up. But he made holding it expensive, and he's got a Stuka over here that is working on the incoming armor. You can see here he's trying to position his pieces to slowly reattain map control and then make another push. And we had a crate drop at some point. And there it is over here. And there's nobody on it, but it looks like Gnuman's going to try to get it with the Stuka, and I don't see any of the units, so I think he's going to get it. And he got it, and spent most of it. What came out? Another... Oh, two more Tiger tanks. Back-to-back Tiger tanks. That'll give him a substantial push. Meanwhile, this Tiger tank up here will take out that tank. Probably pretty quickly. But it's still under fire from the Calliope and the artillery. Looks like he's moving forward to try to take out that artillery. And that artillery is gone. Now the Calliope. Oh, and the Tiger tank is gone. Oh, that Calliope is earning its paycheck. It has killed at least 2 Tiger tanks so far. We have another Tiger tank and Stuka combo coming up here, along with a bike up here. So Gnuman does have a tenuous grasp in the middle, getting stronger each time. The Calliope is moving up to try to challenge it. Let's see if Gnuman notices and reacts. He is not looking in that direction, as you can see. Oh, well, he's paying attention now, and he's targeting the Calliope with the Tiger tank, and he is targeting it with the walking Stuka. Alright, let's see. The Calliope is falling back, but still attacking. And the Tiger tank is momentarily distracted, going after another tank, along with the Stuka, which is gone. Let's see if he can take out the Calliope with the Tiger. Well, it's taking a lot of damage, but it's still there, and it's got backup, and then another fresh Calliope coming up over here. The Tiger tank is gone, and the Stuka is firing now on the towers, it looks like. And the Calliope is firing at the infantry. Interesting. Guess they're not too worried about it. Oh, we got a Jeep coming up to challenge the Stuka. Let's see how this goes. This might seem a little foolish, but the Jeeps are fast and agile enough that they can usually avoid... yeah, they don't stand a chance against the Tiger. They can usually avoid ranged weapons long enough to do significant damage, if not outright destroy them, especially if carefully microed and put into loops, but they don't stand much of a chance against something like a Tiger tank. You got a little bit of an armor. You got a tank coming up here, and you got infantry pushing. So Gnuman has successfully pushed his infantry to the towers on both sides. He has beaten PeskyCashew back by busting his advantage on the upper level. As I mentioned earlier, owning the upper level basically gives you control over the lanes. Not owning it makes the lanes a lot harder to maintain. Gnuman's got a couple of Tigers in play here and a Stuka, and they are hanging back and picking off units as they approach. As I mentioned before, it looks like his strategy is to slowly gain control of the map by just carefully positioning ranged units and backing them up with Tiger tanks. And it looks like it's basically working. He lost a Tiger tank up there, but a second one has come out, and he still has 2 on the field here in relatively good health. It'll just be a matter of time, I believe, until the Calliopes are firing on those Tiger tanks again. The Stukas are doing a good job of trying to clear out the infantry in the gate to allow Gnuman's infantry to get in, but they are no match for that Calliope, which is now firing on the Tiger tank and has destroyed it. Gnuman's grasp on the King of the Hill position is getting a little weak, but he still generally has it. The artillery and walking Stuka's ranged units, and now another Tiger tank is up there. Yeah, he still has control of that with that Tiger tank up there. The ranged units, while very powerful, are susceptible to being rushed, whereas the Tiger tank is much harder to rush. So the combination makes them pretty formidable. And obviously, we're not seeing really much in the case of air units here. A couple basic fighters. Oh, PeskyCashew is using his base super weapon. Where's this going? It's going... Oh, alright. He's going after this encampment that has been parked in this corner for a while. And it looks like most of his artillery shells fell to the side of where he wanted them, and they weren't terribly effective. I'm not sure if that was worth the money. Meanwhile, PeskyCashew is down to one very, very damaged tower. Gnuman's playing the long game here, which is his typical style. He hasn't really pushed for infantry as much as one would expect. I mean, he's got a decent number of trucks in his base. Nothing compared to last night's matches, but he does have a solid infantry push. He's got PeskyCashew beat back into the base, and he is chipping away at that last tower. But those the ATGs and Calliope in the courtyard make a straight armor push just about impossible. Especially on the far lane, it's just such a long lane, and it's perfectly lined up with the ATGs. They can fire down either lane. Any armor going down that far lane is going to get destroyed long before it gets into firing range. So, and you'll probably see an approach from the shorter lane here, just because it's less time in the ATG's line of fire, but it's tricky. The Calliope, with its superior range, means the Stukas can't get close enough to destroy the ATG without getting wasted. So it's a very good layered defense, which is a theme with PeskyCashew. His base turtles are quite formidable, and usually, so we're 21 minutes in. I think last night's games ran 30 and 40 minutes each, dealing with PeskyCashew's turtle. So we'll see if that trend continues tonight. But Gnuman's got another strong grasp of the King of the Hill position, and is just using his ranged units up there to keep the lanes from pushing back against his favor. And his infantry are just moving up. No towers on this lane. Let's see if the infantry get a foothold. But now there are 3 Calliopes in the base, 2 of which firing in the infantry. They're just not going to get past that. Oh, and PeskyCashew's fighter just got blown out of the sky. Let's see how this goes. It's strange. I only just now realized I've been hearing music this whole time and not explosions. It's a bug in the observer mode. You will occasionally get the loading screen music for the duration of the match. Oh, but we have a V2 launch coming from Gnuman. It looks like he's going to try to bust the turtle with some good old-fashioned rocket science. And there it goes. Let's see, how effective was that? Pretty effective. The ATGs and most of the Calliopes are gone. There's 1 Calliope left, and there's the far ATG, but the Tigers are moving in, and the Stukas are moving in. The ATG is gone. Oh, and PeskyCashew is bringing up his base super weapon on a short-range artillery barrage to deal with the incoming units. It doesn't look like it was particularly effective. His base is now taking substantial damage from infantry and Tiger tanks. The last Calliope is there, but under fire. I imagine that won't last much longer. It's focused on incoming units, and the Stuka is focused on it, and the base is taking substantial damage. This is going to be a GG and a victory. Gnuman versus PeskyCashew. That will be 3-0 for Gnuman. They both played really, really well. It was a great game, guys. Good game to both of you. And thanks to everyone that tuned in, or thanks to our watchers later if you're picking up the recording. Let's do a quick overview here of the map, if anyone's interested. So, oh yeah, we had another Tiger tank coming. So yeah, late game, Gnuman had a decent amount of troop trucks, not an excessive amount that one has come to expect from him, but a healthy amount. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Though, typically, he tends to run into the unit cap limiter, so that may have just been an attempt to not hit that. We'll see. Yeah, but no, as I mentioned early on, with Kleinstadt, usually the person that first takes the King of the Hill position doesn't have it at the end of the game, and that was true once again here. PeskyCashew held it for most of the early game, and then Gnuman came in, took it with a vengeance, and held it. And once he had control of that, his infantry were able to start pressing back the lanes, especially with the support of ranged units, and boxed PeskyCashew in, and once he was boxed in, it was just a matter of attrition and wearing him down. And our victory condition.